to the Web3 Prof Podcast.
Good afternoon and good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Web3 Prof Podcast. I'm here with Yawn Rong, who's a co-founder of StepN FSL. I'm sure you've heard of StepN. It's been a massive success over the last few years. Yawn, thanks so much for being with me here today.
Thank you for inviting.
I appreciate your time, Yawn. Let's jump right in. I'd love to hear your story. How did you get started with crypto? What was your kind of entry point into this industry?
I think, everything started really in 2016. I was actually in like very traditional business back then, doing wholesaling, doing a bit of restaurant. And also I was also in the watchmaking industry. I make watches and we sell it online. And then one day we have customer asking, do you accept Bitcoins? And we say, yes, of course we accept Bitcoin. So we have like, I think about 10 something Bitcoins from payment, back in 2016, that's like $3,000.
Yeah.
And then we're trying to sell it. And, while we figure out how to sell it, we discovered that there's a price difference, between different exchanges. And then we did some research and, that was early arbitrage. So we somehow discovered the arbitrage opportunity. So we start, putting up roughly 10,000 just to test the water, and then actually worked. So we keep doing that for a couple months, and we can't believe it, right? We're making 10% per month. So everything was well up until roughly mid to end of 2017, when that's roughly the Chinese government started to crack down on all the exchanges. And then the arbitrage just disappeared. But after the arbitrage disappeared, the ICO starting to be super, hot and popular. Then we got into the ICO. Then we discovered that we can't get allocation. We have to form a company, to get allocation. So, that's where we start from, like just individually, trading, and we were sort of forced into become a company. Then we run this as a company to put money into different projects. Then we start Bitcoin mining, DeFi summer, all the way until 2021, right? Where I was actually thinking about retiring, just because, trading is hard, right? And then the COVID hit, so we got nothing to do. And one day, Jerry came to the street I live, so I become the friend, and we start StepN.
Wow. So when you say we kind of going through this process, are you referring to you and Jerry, or is this just a group of friends, or who are you referring to?
It's really just a group of friends. So it was my business partner for the watchmaking, and we run this as sort of co-ownership, and he's also very hands-on. So we start this as sort of a side gig for the watchmaking, and then we discovered that this is much more profitable than making watches. So we switch our industry, and then while we are growing, we have a few other people joining, so we form the company. So we run this as a company.
Okay, well, that's fascinating. And this was all when you were in Australia?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, I love that. That's such a great story. So then bring us into StepN or FSL. How did that get started?
So really, it was quite interesting because 2020, 2021, DeFi summer, NFT frenzy, all the good times. And it was good, it was really good back then. So I was, before we were making watches, we know nothing about financial market or anything. So we lost quite a lot of money in 2018, right? That's where the market is starting to go down.
Right.
So we say, we're not going to repeat the same mistake, right? So we're going to sell everything, wait for the, crypto winter. So, there's a time where I sold everything. So I'm just waiting for the bear market hit. And it was boring, right? So you got nothing to do.
Yeah.
COVID, you can't go out. So I started to go to Jerry's house every day, bring a 6-pack, right, with a drink. So one day, we were discussing crypto. Jerry was, game developers. He know a bit of crypto, but not too much. Then we starting to talk about Axie, and one day we were half drunk. We was how we make a game that better than Axie, right? So we said, yeah, let's do it. So we merged the two companies. So Jerry had his game developing company. I had my crypto trading. Everything is pretty decent in my previous company. So we mixed the two together. So I was like, I'll fix the fundraising. I've been doing that. I've been reviewing all the project. Now I'm the person that's gonna pitch, right?
Yeah.
So it's totally different, change in the roles. And everybody was, from doing project research. Now we are running the project. So so it was starting off like a joke, but we take it quite seriously. We were working on the concept for a couple of months. So we were analyzing on, the whole trend and market condition. So then we decided we have to do this before the year end of 2021, right? When we decide to start, it's already July. So we have 5 months, right, to get the project kickstarted. So everybody was just hands-on, we get it released around December.
So was the first product that you launched, was it StepN?
Yes.
And so this is in 2021 when this happened. So obviously StepN became really well known in the move to earn space, which was, I guess a hotly talked about topic in the previous bull run. Mm-hmm. So how did the idea of combining fitness and blockchain come about? And also, what were the biggest challenges in bringing StepN to life in the Web3 ecosystem?
I think I'll talk about the challenge first. So it's pretty hard. It's pretty hard because we pretty much all outlived I think this round's project and last round's project. We talk about 2 crypto cycles. And I think the reason is we are picking, although we don't like the term move to earn, right? We're trying to brand ourselves as a lifestyle product, right? So
yeah.
The challenge one is how can we do a fair token distribution? We're taking the anti-cheating very seriously. So that, we've been consistently working on the AI anti-cheating mechanism. So, there were projects that doing the same thing, but they didn't take this seriously. And then they basically just have too much token on the market and, everybody dumped and that's it. So you're looking at the recent, if people are DJing enough, they know the, hamster combat, Knockcoin, all the Telegram mini games. That's another issue is that they also don't have the anti-cheating mechanism. Then too many people have too much token. Maybe they do it from running the script. Then there'll be a lot of sell pressure. That's one thing with anti-cheating. And the second is really the tokenomics. How to manage the supply demand is almost like how the Federal Reserve running the whole supply, right? So
yeah,
we have to provide sufficient token use cases to make sure that people are keep consume the token. By consuming, basically they are making the token while they are play the game feature, they burning the token. So we've tried so many things. We've done raffle. We've have built additional product. Just to get people to spend the token. And also to ensure that nobody are exploiting the system. So it's a ongoing effort. Another thing we've done recently is that we allow people to earn FSL point, which is a reward system. It's like a point system that where people can spend to get some point back. They can use the point to have some rate up to participate like different raffles. So
why do you need both? Why do you need points and the token? Why couldn't you just use simply the token?
The point shows your spending power, right? So you cannot buy point with your token. You have to say buy things in the marketplace, then you get 2% of everything you spend. This 2% turn into point. So you can redeem the point into token, but you cannot turn token into point. So basic point are like a more superior, right, than the token, because point can participate, radars.
So it's like a loyalty point, like
Yes.
you would have at any hotel or airline you go to or something.
You have to hold the point. Yeah, you have to hold the point. You cannot just sell the point. So encourage people to hold something.
Okay. And is the participant on StepN required to purchase an NFT prior to joining the app?
We actually changed that because we see how powerful that free to play, that type of thing. But also another tricky thing in the Web3 space is that it's a proof of ownership. You don't own the NFT, you don't own the token. You are not part of the ecosystem. Mm-hmm. Because if you don't impose some sort of cost to the user, you will just be swamped by bot. Mm-hmm. So it's a very tricky balance. So in the new version of StepN, what we call StepN Go, we allow people to participate without purchasing. But you don't purchase, you don't earn anything. So the way we do it is that there are two ways we're doing it, right? One is that we can send out a code at the cost of staking some energy, right? So you don't really cost you anything, you just time cost. So your energy got locked for 14 days. You have some code. So once you give you the code to somebody, this person will have a 12 sneaker he can use for 3 days. So he can earn token, but everything is locked. So until he purchased one sneaker, he cannot touch, the locked token.
Right.
So in this way, you can participate without buying sneaker, but you can only sort of test it. That's one way. And the other way is where you can lend your sneaker to somebody. Then you agree on a ratio. So if you are lending the sneaker, let's say if I lend the sneaker to you, I will say, how about we do a 10-90 split or 20-80 split?
Right.
So earning 10% or 20%. I earn 90%, 80%. But you are using my energy, you are using my sneaker, you just need to go out to work. So this is a way that,
I remember, a couple of years ago, I think it was maybe you guys were working with ASICs for your sneaker brand. Are you still developing partnerships in that way?
Oh, yeah. So we've done 4 partnerships this year. We've done 2 tier 1 brand. We've done partnership with Adidas. So we've done several. So we have the Genesis sneaker. We have now the physical sneaker, which is pretty hard to roll out with Adidas. And the other one is the Casio. So also we done the sneaker design with Casio, and also they released some physical StepN Casio.
So there's a physical StepN sneaker with Adidas right now?
Currently we are raffling, this.
I see.
So that's one thing. The other thing is we've done also with the artist. The artist, we've done Stephen Aoki, the rapper, in the beginning of the year. And we recently just ongoing is the Stumi Dog, also the rapper.
Right. Cool.
So we've done a few different partnerships, but we are now, I think, much more established. So, we were able to do maybe a higher tier collaboration. Last year we done the Ghost in the Shell, the animation. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and also we've done partnerships with different Web3 products.
Okay. Oh, amazing. That's exciting. So Yawn, as Web3 continues to evolve, what role do you see the gamification playing in decentralized applications, especially for projects like StepN that focus on incentivizing real world actions, as you mentioned, turning this into a lifestyle brand?
We've been building a lot of product actually. So for people don't tracking us, we build a decentralized marketplace. We've done the decentralized exchange DEX. We've also built a few mini games, strategic games, and we have also developed a few products that we think it wasn't good enough. We also have a few products in the pipeline. So the reason I said that is that we've been building from infrastructure to consumer product. We test in the market. We've seen some success, some failure. All these go back to, I think, one belief is that we think the gamification is a great onboarding tool for mass adoption between the Web 2 and 3, or is a great mechanism to blur, I think, the boundary between Web 2 and 3. And the reason that we need to do it is really the Web 3 is still very niche, and it runs totally different way to a traditional Web 2 company. So it's just totally different. The way you interact with the user, the way you develop the product is very much, I think, community driven. And also the tokenomic, all the different mechanisms is also very much different to the traditional Web 2 way, right? The traditional Web 2 way is I build a product, you purchase it, and that's it. In the Web 3, it's almost like we're building a product with the community. We very, we get feedbacks, we see what they like, we take in considerations. So and also people spend on, let's say, the NFTs. They are holding it. They got achievement. They got different badges. They have their proof of participation, proof of ownership. So the way the economy works is also very much different. So we think this is a great way to get people try the Web3 way without study all the really detailed stuff.
And so so you see this as an onboarding tool. You're not having to deal with seed phrases and some of the complications around decentralized technology. You guys have developed something that's fairly simple, something that people can relate to in the Web 2 world, and you see that as a ticket to getting them into Web 3.
There are, one is the gamification is a way to get people to try it without really drill down to all the technical stuff.
Yeah,
that's number one. Number two is really close to people. We try to build product that close people's life. Maybe not game, but gamification or game-like product. That's two. And the third thing is we're trying to also build some infrastructures to get people relate to Web3 product. Because this is the thing that we don't really talk in Web3 is how can you build more connection, and how can you get we call it like normie or Web2 people or just users to build some reports. For example, we've been building StepN for the past 3 years, and one thing that we see the average runner, right, the really traditional Web2 runner, don't really take on is one, they don't understand how to use the product. It's quite complicated still to Web 2. So we build a social login, we build, tools that allow people to use the game token as a gas. So before, right, people have to remember the seed phrase, people have to get Solana as gas, they have to have the game token, they have to hold a few different tokens. It's very difficult for them to understand why I need to have a different token just to use your token.
Right.
So we have to eliminate all the barriers. And also the second thing is that we need to also build a product that make people feel the product is relevant to them. Another product we're trying to now in the pipeline is we want people to use the product, every day, step outside, walking or running for half an hour, go to a coffee shop, spend your earn. Right? I think that's a very powerful tool. Actually, this will make everybody relevant because they can actually spend the token in a very Web 2 way. So we are now building a payment gateway product to allow people to spend the token. So in this way,
How do you deal with gas? So you said you don't, that's one of the complications you guys have been able to remove. And if you're built on Solana, are you guys paying the gas fees on behalf of the consumer?
no, we have to build a infrastructure layer that, because now we are multi-chain, right? So we have to be able to take, let's say the game token, the GGT, right? So the GGT can be paid for gas for Solana, for Polygon, for BNB chain, for Ethereum. So it's a across the board infrastructure update so that we can use the game token as a gas for all the realms we are building on. So
I see.
That's one infrastructure change, and the other one is the social login. So we can use, let's say, the passkey, just scan your face, and then you don't need to put in the authenticator, or the password. And also we back up the seed phrase into your Google or Apple Cloud so that you don't need to back up. If you change your mobile, you simply will just need to scan your face and then retrieve the backup. Then your new phone will have your decentralized wallet imported. So we have to build all this, before we even consider building the new product.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's, we are now building on different, facade. And the other thing is that, we have the gamification layer, how we can gamify things, make people engaging. And also we have the infra layer where how can we remove all the barriers of entering the game. That's the, again, that go back to the payment thing. We have to build a payment product really well integrated with, let's say, StepN Go, so that one, people can spend their fiat to buy a sneaker, and two is that people can spend the token in the, let's say, the fiat world. So in this way, the product becomes relevant to everybody.
So you kind of touched on this earlier, but if we look at tokenomics, how or what are your thoughts on the sustainability of tokenized incentive models like what you guys are doing, especially in the long run? Like, how do you balance user rewards and how do you maintain the health of tokenomics when you have, presumably 1 billion tokens created on launch or something like that?
So there are the game token, there are the governance token. There are two types of tokens. With governance token, all token have to go through the phase where you have vestings. So once they're finished, then that's when everything stabilizes, right? So we are at the end of it, of the token vesting. And also with game token, it's very tricky. So how can you get people to spend the token? So we developed this user journey. So one is that people cannot create token out of thin air, right? They have to have the tools to produce token, for example. So you need to have some sort of NFT, for example, sneakers. You use sneaker, you go out, you make some token. The token will be needed to spend in the app, upgrade, open up the mystery box, a whole bunch of things, minting. And, but while you're doing this, there'll be more tokens. So our solution becomes to create a very long user journey, so that the token are turned into NFT. For example, the token you mint, the token turned into a sneaker, and then token got destroyed, and then you have the sneaker. Use sneaker, you can produce additional token, and then you use the token. You have to burn the sneaker to have some energy. So in this new product, we basically have people to burn burn sneaker. Burn sneaker to have energy, use energy to make more token, and burn token to make more sneakers. And while in this process, you have more tokens. Then we need to turn this token into a non-productive NFT. So if the sneaker is a productive NFT that can continue to produce token, to really to balance between the consumption and production, we need people to turn something into non-productive. So it doesn't produce future tokens. So this is where we introduce our fee system. So we're trying to build a 3D map where people having their own avatar. Then you can dress up your avatar with outfit. where you're getting the outfit, you burn a lot of token. And
Right.
you basically almost like you're drawing a mystery box. And you open up the box, or in this process, you have low quality outfit, you have high quality outfit, or
Yeah.
have a set outfit. Once you have all these, for cosmetics, people spend, I think the industry spend like $1 billion, in the gaming industry just to have different skins, cosmetic outfit. So we figured this gonna be the way where people see each other in the virtual world, then to dress up, to show off. There will be constant demand to change their outfit. And also, we now have run different partnerships. We can very well just design different brand, the whole outfit, the clothes, the pant, the wearables. We have 8 different slots where you can insert different outfit. To make it the whole size, actually, you're probably going to burn a lot of token. So in this way, we are balancing the demand and supply of the token and demand of supply of the NFT. And user will need to go through a journey. One, they have to always need to produce more sneakers in order to increase their earning capacity. But once they earn enough, they can then spend them back on the outfit. So in this process, you have people coming in, you have people leaving, then you're creating a ongoing ecosystem.
Are you creating new tokens currently, or has the supply been capped?
No, we basically been sticking with the GMT token since we started. So basically, we just keep reusing the same token. So there are GMT earning in StepN where you can earn GMT with a different type of sneaker, or you can earn game token, right? So with a classic sneaker. So we have the game token, I have the GMT. The game token you need 1 per game because that's where you're getting the whole game started.
Yeah.
GMT is more like you spend a little bit of GMT in, burn a little bit GMT to participate like high-end sort of in-app features. For example, if you want to mint in StepN, you need to spend some GMT. Or in StepN Go, if you want to create a gem, you need to spend some GMT.
And how many monthly users do you have right now in StepN Go?
We roughly started about 1.5 months ago. So we have roughly, I think we have 100,000 plus users, registered users. And I think we are looking at about 30,000 each daily active. Because you can see this from we are now running the Stupid Dog raffles. So we can see this from like a daily participant on we have a screenshot where you have Stupid Dog background, background sharing. So we're looking at about 10,000 submission per day. So that's roughly you can sort of project, the average user base.
Okay. And so I want to ask you about community. So obviously there's been a pretty strong community. You've launched StepN Go recently and you've got a fair number of users using it. And, when we look at the community around the move to earn concept and recognizing that you don't like the term, how important has community been in building in Web3, and what strategies did you use to build such an engaged community? Because StepN has been a massive success story in Web3 gaming, where a lot of other projects have really struggled to gain any adoption or even launch a working product.
So community is something we are actually focusing on very hands-on in the beginning of the StepN and all the way up until now. So the way we run it is that we will identify the people that being very vocal or have very good skill set from our user base, and then we will recruit them as like ambassador or champion So basically, they will help us to run local event or write some content. So I think averagely we are running about 20 to 30 events monthly, every month, since we start. So that we were able to have, around the world, always there's someone running some event somewhere in the world every day.
Right.
So in this way, people are not just virtually meeting each other. People are actually meeting each other offline. We have a very strong, I think, user base in Japan. They are small events daily, but there are also a big event weekly or monthly, yearly. And because the user base are very diverse, so you will meet people that you never thought you're going to meet, right? They are restaurant owners who are held, event, or they are farmers who will share their food. So I went to recently a Japanese offline event. The farmer will bring the kiwi they grow, and they are pottery makers will make like teacups for everybody.
Oh wow!
They are IT people will build tools for people, IT tools. So it feels different. When you're meeting people offline, you feel different. And also we are sponsoring a lot of big community events. One is that during the COVID, we sponsored the two brothers that running across China, from north all the way to south.
Wow.
Across the Great Wall. I think that took about almost a year to complete because of COVID, right? They cannot enter into a certain province, right? Because they don't want, they don't want other people, right? Because they're afraid of COVID. And the other thing we sponsor now is an athlete in the US to run from East Coast to the West Coast, 5,000 kilometers in 46 days. So he had to run almost 100 kilometers. I think that's about 70 miles per day.
Wow.
So while he running across, we have StepN user joining him each state to run with him from East Coast to the West Coast. He was trying to break the world record for running across the US, but he only come to the third place. But still, it's a tremendous effort. And he also do that to raise fund for the Return Soldier Foundation, basically. So, we trying to do this for the good cause. And also, I think about last month, we sponsored the Japanese National Marathon Day at the National Stadiums. About 8,000 people show up. We run as a StepN group. We scored second place in individuals, and we scored the fourth place in the group. Because there was one Olympic athlete was StepN user. He was doing the skipping, right? So he's a Olympic for the Tokyo, I think, Olympic game, and he did the second place. So we have a very big user base with, people from all different backgrounds. So in typically like a Web3 project or community, you are looking at a vast majority professional trader or degen. They do everything, but they do everything in the Web3 space. But when we're talking about like let's say StepN, I think the difference is that we have a whole majority of our user base are not crypto people, where they are they have their job and this and that, and they live their life. We also have a few users. Personally, I know we have 3 couples got married because of StepN. I think 2 months ago, I got invited to send a videotape to a newly married couple in South Korea, where they know each other through StepN offline meetups, and now they get married. So they said, "Can you say something? Play the video during the wedding." So I have to, dress up, say something, and they did play it on the wedding. And all the StepN users show up. Also, all the StepN users show up. Have the banner, they took photos. It was great. I mean, those things you only can have it through meeting offline.
Yeah.
Through a champion or ambassador network for them to put people together, run constant events. Not everything in crypto or Web3 is about earning or trading. It's about also to know each other, right? To make some friends and to have a good time.
That's great. I love that. I love that people have been using StepN and getting married. It's a dating app.
It is. Sorry to interrupt, but there's another example, right? So because now we're having the sneaker renting system called the house system. So basically, you run your house, you have some guests. That's the concept. You invite a guest to your house, you lend them a sneaker, they can go out run. So we have one user basically going to different like running clubs, running groups, and introducing his house to like young ladies. So he now is running his house, have 5 young ladies running for him, so that he will just use this as a like a dating tool. We say, oh, do you want to earn some extra cash? I have this code, you can use it.
Yeah.
So in this way, he will always go back to them and find some excuses. So, oh, you didn't exercise today. What happened? Do you want to go out for dinners and stuff? So it was going well for him. So we never thought this is possible. That was not our intention to design the product. People will find different use cases,
Sure.
To turn this into like a dating app.
Can people earn? Is it just with the walking and running, or is biking and swimming and other various forms of activity?
This is the part, right? So we try so many different ways, but we always go back to the walking, because people walking, they will walk irregularly. They have different, step, speed, gyroscope change. But for bicycle, it's very easy to simulating on computer. Use like GPS spoofing, some simulation. You can simulate the back activity. But we've been combating, the cheating, the bot for 3 years. So we know very well how people simulate like a running or walking.
Yeah.
So we can actually detect the running if it is a actual running or is a simulated running.
Right.
But we cannot detect between riding a bike or driving.
Right.
So we can only do the walking and running as a mechanism. Otherwise, we get exploited.
And do you have plans in the future, or is there any integrations right now with other fitness apps like Strava or something like that?
We tried with Strava. We had a pretty big event together with Strava, I think a year and a half ago or 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. But the result wasn't good because, for the reason I mentioned, right? At that time, people still have to write down the seed phrase. People still have to get the token. It's very difficult. Yep. They have to figure out the gas, a whole bunch of things are very, very hard for the Web2 onboarding. But now, because we're building all the system like a house system, you don't need to have to own the sneaker. We build a social login, a whole bunch of things. So we think after we maybe release the payment product, we can try it again to see the result.
Mm. Yeah.
Otherwise it will be totally detached from the average Web2 runner or people don't know about Web2.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. I just want to end with one kind of final question looking into the future. So, Yawn, when you think about your vision for Web3 and the move to earn space, how do you think decentralized technology, like the technology that you're using, will influence fitness and wellness over the next 5 or 10 years?
I think once we have the payment gateway out, we will totally change how I think this industry works, because we prove a working method to everybody that now not only the smart group in Web3, but a much larger audience in Web2 is, back then the fitness industry is very traditional, right? So you pay some fee to the trainer, they train mm-hmm. you will pay a subscription fee to the gym, you use it. And now we can say it's totally different, right? So you get higher motivations from some token incentives, gamification, social element. Is more engaging, and the exercising become no longer alone. You can do like group activities, right? So we have running groups weekly, different places around the world. So it's more engaging, it's more fun, it's no longer alone. So it's a totally new motivation mechanism, a whole set of motivation mechanism. No longer that you have to force yourself. For me, I'm still right. So I have still, for example, I have to go to gym to get a trainer every week. So the trainer have to call me. You have to go. I have to be there. You have to do this. I have to physically drive to the gym. I have to do some exercise. It's no longer, for example, for people that forcing themselves. You always is like you have to force yourself, right? It's passive. In this way, where motivating is proactive. I wanted to go out to join a group of people running. In the new product, we actually have a run together sort of. It hasn't been built yet, but it's in the pipeline. We have this, let's say, initiating an event function, so where you can initiate an event, then people nearby can join your event. Then you can start running together. So you are looking forward. You are looking forward every day to do some exercise, rather than you have to be pushed to do some exercise.
I love that. I think that's really cool to be able to build community through fitness is so powerful. And to be able to do that within Web3 is pretty remarkable. I've really enjoyed, Yawn, learning about the kind of the foundational principles of how you've launched this company and how you got into crypto. And I'm excited to see how into the future StepN develops into, continued community building and payments and all of these pretty marvelous ideas that you guys have had. Yawn, I really appreciate you spending some time with me here today. And I look forward to seeing more on StepN. Tell us quickly, how do we find out more about you and how do we find out more about StepN?
You can follow StepN or StepN Go. So it's a StepN official Twitter. We pretty much put all our update there, or you can check out the website stepn.com or stepngo.com. And for me, you can follow me on Twitter, YAWN_RONG. That's my Twitter handle, or you just search on Twitter or X. Now you can find out.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Yawn. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you.